What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, we have another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC leak and rumor update to share with you all today. And today we're going to be talking about the secrets behind Ogerpon, more about the 19th type, and more. And of course, guys, if you like this type of content, enjoy my type of videos, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining the Pan Fam by hitting that join channel member button below. Now let's begin with Ogerpon's Terraform. So we know that two Pokemon in the DLC are going to have Terraforms, one being Ogerpon in the teal mask, and then Terrapagos in the indigo disc. We don't know if any other Pokemon are getting Terraforms, but that would be really cool to see, and I hope we do get that. So we notice that Ogerpon gets a massive mask, and this happens to be a green mask. Now, it is a mask Pokemon, so what is saying it couldn't wear other masks and maybe change the different form or different properties of this form? And Twitter user OCMO figured out something. So during the Mochi minigame where you can farm Mochi to use it on your Pokemon to give them like special EVs, reset their EVs, there's different balloons out there. And these balloons actually have Ogerpon masks on them, as you can see. And as you can see in the flag down here, there's an Ogerpon mask. Now, each one of these balloons is actually a balloon form of Ogerpon's mask that you just run into. Now, you can see there's the grass typing on this mask right here, meaning this is a grass type balloon. Now, you can see the fire type symbol just barely on the side of this one. And then all the way in the back, you can see these blue balloons that probably represent a water type balloon. So we have water, grass, and fire type mask balloons for Ogerpon. Then we see these gray ones, which I'm unsure what the gray ones could actually mean. Maybe the gray balloons represent Ogerpon with no mask, as that's sort of like its default form. But it's just really interesting that this is probably hinting at Ogerpon getting 3 separate masks that he can wear in the DLC that will probably give him some sort of enhanced Terraform. We don't know what the properties of that would be, but it would make sense because there is a legendary trio in this DLC that maybe each trio gives you a particular mask, and you can use that mask on Ogerpon. And I would assume the mask would be like a held item that would somehow interact with Ogerpon's ability that would give it this special Terraform. So I think that's going to be a really cool feature. Not sure how we're going to actually get the mask, but like I said, maybe by catching each one of the legendary trio, we'll get the mask associated with Ogerpon. Then we can actually use it on Ogerpon to change its Terraform. Now, we have an update for the CrossGen Evolution for one of these Pokemon, for Riddler Coup, about the Blood Moon. And people are thinking Mightyena. That was the one I was thinking personally. But we do have a new update on this that probably confirms it from another leaker named Pyro. He leaks all the Nintendo Direct stuff, and he seems to know his Pokemon stuff well. And he says it's not Mightyena getting a new CrossGen Evolution for this Blood Moon riddle. So we're gonna have to wait and see what it is. But at this point, I think it's gonna probably be a new Lycanroc form. I mean, think about this: a Lycanroc at midnight gets a new form, right? But Lycanroc in the Blood Moon may have its own form. I mean, it makes sense. We have daytime, nighttime Lycanroc. We have a dusk one. Why not a Blood Moon one? That could actually fit really well. Maybe it becomes like a dark rock type. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Now, Riddler Coup did hint at the 19th type earlier on August 1st, and we all thought it was a release date, but it actually was the 19th TERA type being discovered. And this is an incredibly cool mechanic because there's a lot of theories going around it. And my current theory about this type is looking at this screenshot here. We can see the Baxcalibur is fighting a Dragonite, and it has Icicle Crash is going to do super effective damage, and Glaive Rush is also going to do super effective damage. But Terra Blast, with the new rainbow aspect to it, or prism aspect to it, is just going to do effective damage, not super effective damage. So I think because of this, it rules out that this new Terra type, which I'm going to dub the Prism type, does not do super effective damage. I don't think it's all types hitting at once, because if it was all types hitting at once, it would still do super effective damage to this Dragonite. But I do think it's going to be like a colorless type, where it's just going to give you a guaranteed stab move, or like a move that does 1.5 damage to an opponent's Pokemon. So it's not going to necessarily be like super effective, but it's still going to be very good, and no one can resist this type. Now, also on a defensive end, I think is going to make it so you remove all your typing in general. Like, you're still going to get your general stat from doing attacking moves like TERA normally has, but I think it's going to make it so you have no resistances and no weaknesses to a true Prism type. So I think that's going to be really cool for competitive, but we just don't know yet. And Riddler says, pay attention to the colorful frames, which will help you understand how this thing works. And to me, when I look at the frame of the TERA Blast here, it's a rainbow. So maybe rainbow type is technically the word, but I'd like to say prism because it is crystal based. So that sort of fits the theme a little bit better. But it does seem to be like all types at once, but not actually doing super effective damage, because normally it would do super effective. It was all types at once at the Dragonite here. And Riddler then says, poison grass, fire, water, ice fairy, electric dragon, normal fighting, psychic, rock flying, ground, bug ghost, dark and steel, which is all the types right there in Pokemon. And the order of this is actually the same order that we see Terrapagos get when in the trailer, when it hits that new form. It has all the Terra Crystal types around it. So I wonder what that order has to do with it. I think that's very interesting, but I do think this is definitely talking about a form with Terrapagos that we may have not actually discovered yet. Like, we saw that big crown form, so maybe there's like a boss form of Terrapagos outside of its regular form. So we know the regular form on the left is like the small turtle, and then the Terraform's on the right. But what if there's another form after that with the big crown? We'll just have to wait and see. I think that'll be a boss form like the Eternatus fight in Gen 8. But also, because of this Prism type, I do think Terrapagos's Terraform is going to turn him into that Prism type as its default type. But because he is Terrapagos, he may have an ability where it makes all his attack actually do super effective damage with this Prism type, while other Pokemon who use that Terra type don't guarantee that super effective damage. But, you know, let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about this 19 type and how it's actually going to work in battle? Like I said, I do think the biggest thing is the fact that Terra Blast was not doing super effective damage to the Dragonite is probably a big tell on how mechanically this is actually going to work. And one last quick thing, we actually got to see at Pokemon Worlds the brand new battle arena that's gonna be added with the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Teal Mask DLC. So this is really cool. I think this is pretty awesome. It's like the same school area, but they added like a lot of Japanese stuff in the town square. So that's pretty sweet. I hope we get to see even more battle arenas getting added to both DLCs. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.